welcome to Wine Week. I'm Danny.
And I'm Brad.
We're going to have a bit of a special episode this week because we're talking about what to do with your RUD money.
That's right. A few people have received their $900. A few people are still waiting. So we thought we'll look at a few different options depending on how much return you want to get for your $900.
Yeah, and the first we're going to look at, you might get 24 bottles of this. This is the Grosset Springvale Riesling. Now, there's a couple of different Rieslings that Jeff Grosset makes over in the Clare Valley. This is kind of the less expensive of them. There's the Polish Hill as well. This, the Springvale, is just beautiful, let's face it. About $35. So as I say, you're going to get about 24 of these to be able to put down, and this is a Riesling that will age beautifully, but it's drinkable right now. So one of the great things you'll be able to do with this is kind of open one tomorrow when you buy them, open one in a month's time and a month's time, drink them over a couple of years, watch them develop, taste them as they develop. Beautiful wine, gorgeous. 24 of those for your RUD money would be a wonderful spend.
Yeah, and look, and if you're not into aged Rieslings, this might be a way to just teach yourself about what happens to Riesling over time.
Yeah, a beauty.
Right, now, if you want a few more bottles, now perhaps 6 dozen for your $900, you might go something like this. This is the Bortoli Windy Peak Pinot Noir. Now, this is the 2008. The Bortoli have really hit the nail on the head in the last few years with this wine, and it shows. Their top-end Pinot is fantastic, and it flows down all the way through at every price point, down to this little baby, which we picked up for just under $12 a bottle, which means that you can splurge and get, 6 dozen, have a lot of your mates over and have a big party with your $900. The Windy Peak is just amazing value, possibly the best value Pinot in Australia, and it's good to see that you can these days get a Pinot for under $15 that tastes like a Pinot and is actually a really good value.
Yeah, that'd be a great party. If you're doing that, make sure you invite one of us. That'd be fun. Last we're going to look at is a wine that you're not going to get a dozen of. This is the Penfolds Bin 95, the Grange, the greatest Australian wine probably in most people's opinion. Why? It's really strange that it might be the greatest Australian wine. It's a multi-regional blend. It's a multi-grape blend. It's got mostly Shiraz in there, a touch of Cabernet in many years. It comes from Barossa Valley, from the McGill Estate, from McLaren Vale. Just amazing that a wine that isn't one of those terroir style wines that speaks of a specific site on a specific vineyard could be regarded as Australia's finest wine. Why? Well, inside this bottle is probably, it's like considering the offspring of Usain Bolt and Keira Knightley. It's got power, it's got style, and it blends it together in an amazing package that will age for, on a good year, maybe 50 odd years, a very amazingly drinkable wine. And the 04 is going to be regarded as one of those just amazing vintages. It gets released today, May 1st in Australia. This is the first day you're going to be able to buy it. $550 is probably as cheap as you'll find it. So you're going to get one for your RUD money, plus a bit of money left over. Maybe go and buy one of those wine fridges to store it and some of your other stuff in, because this is a wine, if you're a wine connoisseur, you've got to have.
Yeah, look, the 2004 is one of those vintages that will be talked about for a very long time. We hope to open one in about 30 or 40 years ourselves.
Yeah, that's it. If you're buying one, set a reminder in your phone for around about 2016 as your first opening date. If you can splurge on 2 of them, one for 2016, one for maybe 2040 for opening up the second one. But anyhow, that's it for this week on Wine Week. Have some fun with your RUD money, and we'll see you again next week.
See you next week.